The 25th and final race of the night is the Super Final. The first time that riders from the Open and Superprestigio categories have met, with one shot at overall victory in this 5th edition of the Superprestigio dirt track. The 8 riders lining up here are the top 4 from each final group, and they will do battle over 16 laps, the longest of any race here tonight. A look at the lineup then, from inside to out. On pole position, gate number 1, the number 24, Tony Elias, one of 4 Spanish riders to have made it through, the overall winner in the Superprestigio category and winner of final number 1. Gate 2, the number 95, JD Beach of the USA, the pre-race favourite, unbeaten in the Open finals, 4 wins on the bounce coming into this one. Gate 3, the number 75, another of the Catalan contingent, Alberto Renas, winner of final number 2. Gate 4 is with the number 21, Fabio Di Gianantonio, 3rd of the Superprestigio qualifiers. Gate 5, the number 1, Ferran Cardus, 2-time Spanish flat track champion, one of 2 riders here to have made it through the hard way via the last chance qualifier. On gate 6, the number 14, Brian Baumann, who'll need the start of his life to make it from all the way out there. Won't want to finish runner-up to his fellow countryman JD Beach, as he did remember in the Open finals. The lowest scoring qualifiers are the outsiders, quite literally. The number 87, Remy Gardner on gate 7, and the 179, Guillermo Cano off the outside. A new winner guaranteed in 2017 for the 5th edition of the Superprestigio dirt track. It's Ferran Cardus who takes the whole shot. He runs wide on turns 1 and 2. Brian Baumann connects with him and the pair go backwards. It's Tony Elias who takes the lead. Out at the back, Gardner going down and taking Cano with him. Those 2 ruling themselves out of contention on the opening lap. But it's Elias who leads ahead of JD Beach in 2nd. Ferran Cardus having dropped to 3rd place, and Brian Baumann down to 5th. Now lunges for a move down the inside to make the pass on Fabio Di Gianantonio for 4th position. The closest race is now up front, where JD Beach is rubbing alongside Tony Elias. Coming around turns 1 and 2, he runs deeper into bend 3. He's going to look for the cutback or 4, moves Elias out of the way, and Elias is going to drop 2 positions here, because bundling through down the inside line, Ferran Cardus saw a gap and took advantage of it. So it's JD Beach now leading ahead of Ferran Cardus in 2nd place, dropping to 3rd position Tony Elias, and into the path now of Brian Baumann, who's working his way back through the field, having got it all wrong on the first 2 turns. Beach looking comfortable, his fellow countryman out in front. A 2nd now clear of Brian Baumann in 4th position, just a 2nd covering this top 4. The next race you suspect is going to be Baumann going after Elias. He's closed in on this leading group. As I said, just a 2nd covering the 4 of them. Less than a 10th of a second though, covering 3rd and 4th positions. Baumann looking in slightly wider around turns 1 and 2. Elias is doing a great job of hugging the white line on the inside, and Baumann's going to have to think of something special here. Elias is the smoother of the pair of them. Baumann certainly faster, but how is he going to find a way through? The race leader's pulling away while Baumann does battle, and he makes a lunge down the inside into turn 3. Perfect block pass. Elias shaking his head, didn't like that move, but Baumann couldn't afford to drop any more time, slipping away from the top 2 whilst being held at bay by Tony Elias in 3rd position. Now he's got a bit of a margin to cover, but he's got clear air up ahead of him, because Ferran Cardus is well clear and starting to close on JD Beach, the race leader, about to approach lap traffic for the first time. Remy Gardner pulls out of the way quite easily, enabling JD Beach to pull through. It's Cardus in 2nd, remember, and 3rd place Brian Baumann starting to close on the pair of them. But has he got time enough to try and stake his claim for victory in this 5th edition of the Superprestigio? 5 laps remaining, 4/10 of a second between the top 2. Beach ahead of Cardus, and Brian Baumann about the same distance now from 2nd place man Ferran Cardus. The top 3 separated by 8/10 of a second as we head into the closing 4 laps. JD Beach in front, Ferran Cardus starting to slip back ever so slightly, unable to make any further impression since a really strong lap earlier on that enabled him to close to 4/10 of a second on JD Beach. He's dropped back slightly on that last lap around, 3 laps remaining. Baumann closing in on Cardus, the battle for 2nd position. The number 14 versus the number 1. Baumann gaining ground there on the top turn. Cardus, does he know enough to hold on against the American contingent here? He's not going to get to JD Beach, who's now the length of a straight ahead of 2nd and 3rd positions. Looking to the inside again, coming off turn number 4, Brian Baumann. White flag shows 1 lap remaining. Cardus has got the inside line, but he's left a bit of a gap, and Baumann forces his way through. Cardus locks it up, shaking his head. There's a bit of commonality here. The Spaniard's not enjoying the way Brian Baumann has pushed his way through, but it's Baumann who takes 2nd position on the closing lap from Ferran Cardus, who still holds on for a podium place, and it's JD Beach who takes the checkered flag and becomes only the 3rd different winner in the Superprestigio. Congratulations all round, and JD Beach will now come round with his fellow countrymen on a lap of honour. We were guaranteed a new winner in 2017, and it's JD Beach who adds his name to the roll of honour, and he's clearly delighted with that. It was hard work for Brian Baumann to force his way through the field, but he did a great job and makes it an American 1-2. So in the latest battle between Spain and the USA, it's certainly the Americans who come out on top, and in emphatic style. It was Tony Elias who held the lead in the early stages. In fact, his fellow countryman Frank Cardus who took the whole shot, but the American riders both swift in making overtaking manoeuvres, finding their way through for the top two positions. The rumour mill ahead of this event suggests this is the last here at the Palau San Jordi before a move to new pastures next year, and if that does indeed prove to be the case, then what a way to bow out.